You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right, give me a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay. Hope everybody feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. My man Molly Mall was asking me whether my voice was back yet. It feels a little bit better. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? It's Black History Month, Black Future Month, however you want to call it. And I think it's a great time for us to be discussing wealth because, let's be honest, most don't have it. I love etymology and kind of studying how words work because it teaches you a lot about the true meaning of life. It teaches you a lot about the words you use on a regular basis and how they begin to affect your, in the beginning was the word, right? Well, capital, the word capital comes from the Latin word capitas, which talks about portable. So what that shows you is that real wealth is portable. What you're doing is you're bringing the wealth around with you, if that makes any sense. The whole idea here, yeah, Mimi, yeah, me too, Mimi. And here's the cold thing. Like a couple weeks ago, I was telling you about how the Hebrew word for businessman is man of faith. They're saying man of faith. I think that's an incredible point right there. I do believe that if we understood the root of more of the words that we were dealing with, then it would make our vocabulary more powerful. I really appreciate those shares, Molly Mall. The reason I'm talking about portable wealth and being a man of faith, aka an entrepreneur, aka a businessman, a woman of faith, is because if there's one thing that increases your faith, it's reading more. We talked about this yesterday. This whole idea that at the end of the day, man, you were able to bring in secrets into your life that took other people years to learn, and you can learn them in days. I mean, when you think about it like that, isn't it kind of foolish to not read? Now, if you're down with us, you have a whole library of books that are compressed into 10-minute audio summaries. Somebody wants, it's like an Audible on steroids, right? If somebody wants that, then reach out to me. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a must-read book, y'all. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a must-read. It's one of those books that changes everything for you. And I think that it's real important for you to think about this. What's up, Jalen? Jamie in the house. I think it's real important for you to think about that because we're in a month right now where we tend to celebrate Black history. Like, tomorrow I'm doing the Black History Game Show. It'll be our 3rd edition of it. But what about creating our future? What about creating our legacy, right? So somebody remembers us. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a must read for anybody that wants to create wealth, not just for themselves, but wealth for their family, wealth for their family name. Every single point that's made in this book is part of a bigger blueprint on attaining financial freedom within your lifetime, within the next couple years, maybe within this year right here. So here are 5 points I got for you from Rich Dad, Poor Dad that I think will help you change everything. Here's point number 1. Learning money is kid stuff. He has a board game called Escaping a Rat Race, which is like Monopoly on steroids. You know what I mean? Give me that. Learning money is kid stuff. And then give me a share. Learning money is kid stuff. And then give me a share. Whole point is starting young here. For those that don't know, the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a story of this guy, Robert Kiyosaki, who politically is kind of a wild boy. But in terms of his financial literacy knowledge, he's the first person I ever heard use the term financial literacy. Listen to me. It's because he learned it as a child. He had a rich dad who it was his best friend's father. And then he had his poor dad, who was highly educated, highly credentialed, and worked his whole life. And so basically his real dad was his poor dad, and his best friend's dad was one of the richest men in all of Hawaii. He learned lessons from both of them, right? But the whole point is he started learning young. A lot of parents let their children learn about life the hard way. They weren't actively teaching them the skills that they needed to excel in this society that we live in. It's easy to be that way. It's easy to be the typical parent. That's why they're called typical. But what I'm trying to get you to think about this morning is that if you want your children to excel and achieve not only financial freedom, but freedom in all aspects of their life, it takes what I call conscious parenting. You know, I just saw this video on TikTok from Susie Orman talking about how, you know, if you start at 25 and you put aside $100 a month and you get average returns on it, you have $1 million by 65. But if you wait just 10 years, that $1 million becomes only 300,000. She was like, just by waiting 10 years, you've lost $700,000. You know what I did? I sent that immediately to my children. Because if she's talking about starting at 25, let's start at 15. Conscious parenting. That's something that the rich dad in the book did. Conscious parenting. I want you to think about this, because what can you do to include valuable lessons in almost everything you do with your children? What can you do to never let a situation go by where you don't teach your daughter or teach your son how to think for themselves and uncover solutions? Am I making sense? Too many parents miss this important step, especially in my community. We need more people to understand that learning about the way the world works, how it rewards people, how the financial system works, it'll set your kids up for generations to come. It just has to be incorporated into their life, not just you dependent on the school system. Am I making sense? Learning money is kid stuff. Here's number 2, and give me a share. Real estate is the ultimate piggy bank. Real estate is the ultimate piggy bank. Y'all see my t-shirt? Now, obviously, I'm a little bit biased, right? I'm a little bit biased because I work for a financial freedom company. I work for probably the premier financial freedom company on the planet, right? But even if you don't rock with us, you could do anything you want to do. But real estate is the ultimate piggy bank. You know, some of you know my story. Yeah, Mama Shay in the house. And if y'all don't know, that is the realtor that you need to be checking out. Her real estate knowledge is insane. You should follow her on Instagram. You should watch for her videos. You should inbox her like, we need more videos. These little 60-second snippets that she gives you will teach you more about real estate than you learned your entire career in school. And it's very important, right? Because you know how we're always complaining about inflation? Last night I was telling a bunch of our buddies how right now we're at 7.5% inflation. In Georgia, it's 9%, right? What does that mean? Nothing. What's 7%, Haziq? What does that mean? I'm paying 7 extra cents? Ha, 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 ha. No, that's not what that means. What that means is every 9 years, your money is cut in half, because 7.5% does that to your money. But check it out. That's called inflation. And inflation is horrible when you're nothing but a consumer. But let me tell you when inflation is beautiful. When you own property. Check it out. When you buy a house for $100,000 and then it's time to sell it later for $200,000, you know what that extra $100,000 is called? Inflation. Inflation. You get what I mean? Inflation is a good thing when you own real estate. Somebody give me that in the comments. I want to make sure y'all sear that into your mind. Inflation is a good thing when it comes to real estate. And to everybody that's with us, I just want to let you know, I just now heard on the wire, baby, that it looks like we'll be offering mortgages. We'll be offering mortgages and even refis. Won't that be a game changer for Black Future Month? But you ain't heard it from me. Let me continue. This is one of the most powerful investment vehicles around. Rich Dad, Poor Dad talks a lot about real estate, and you hear him say all these mind-blowing concepts like the house you live in is not an asset. And people are like, well, what does he mean? He defines asset as something that puts cash flow into your pocket. Now, of course, a house is a good thing to have. We know inflation is shooting up and you need somewhere to live anyway, et cetera, so forth, right? But listen to me. What you want to do is look at all the wealthy people around this country and around this world. And what you're going to find is that whether they're flipping houses, whether they're being a middleman, whether they're holding rental properties to create real estate, and he goes really deep into the strategies he used near the end of the book. But listen to me. You've got to start thinking real estate. You need to make a real estate friend. You need to make a real estate agent, a realtor, a realtist, your best friend, your mama-in-law, your cousin, your TT. You need to be thinking real estate. I'm not saying you have to make you saw what I did there, Mama Shay. I ain't even gonna go there. But I'm not saying you got to make a career out of it, but it is one of the most common ways that generational wealth is created. A staggering 90% of millionaires are said to own some kind of property. Real estate is something everybody should be looking into. I don't care who you are. And buying a house is a lot easier than you probably think. But if you want to be rich, you're going to have to develop some kind of vision. You got to be standing on the edge of time, gazing into the future. You can't be picking heads or tails. You got to learn how to stand on the side of the coin. They asked me who won the Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you who won the Super Bowl. The house always wins. It's not the people that are playing the games, y'all. It's the person that owns the arena. That's who wins. Number 3. The third lesson I learned from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I only got 5 for you. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. Here's the third one. Ask, ask, ask. You judge a man not by his answers. You judge a man by his questions. Somebody give me that and give me a share. You judge a man not by his answers. You judge a man by his questions. You judge a man not by his answers. You judge a man by his questions. Yeah, Jamie, that's my IG right there. Oh, you was asking for Mama Shay's IG. That was smart. Yeah. You judge a man not by his answers. You judge a man by his questions. All right, so check it out. I can't tell you how weird it is to me that people know I went from homeless to a multi-million-dollar net worth, and they rarely ask me questions. Oh, they'll come with their opinions and stuff, but they rarely ask me questions. I can't tell you how many people are involved in jobs. Maybe they're in sales. Maybe they're just somebody who's working in the factory. Maybe they're just somebody who's stacking boxes. And they see this person over there is really, really successful, and they never offer to take them to lunch and ask them how they got where they are. I don't understand why employees have no problem asking for a raise, but they never ask the boss how they got where they are. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me. You got to learn to ask more questions. We do free coaching Friday normally. During February, we're doing the Black History Game Show. I can't wait to see y'all tomorrow, right? And see where y'all at with it. But when I do free coaching Friday, a lot of times it's like pulling teeth, getting people to ask questions. I don't understand it. It's like people are happy with the average lives. People are happy with struggling. People are happy with mediocre. Hey, Trisha, you better talk that talk. You better talk that talk, girl. That's it. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and ye shall receive. Knock and it shall be opened unto thee. Seek and ye shall find. A lot of us just have a lot of opinions. We swear we know something. You don't know enough to know what you can't do. You don't know what you don't know. But here's how you find out. You ask questions. I don't believe that people are actually happy with their mediocre lives. I think that people are conditioned. People are domesticated. What's the difference between a dog and a wolf? I'm not even going to tell you the answer. I just want you to think about that. What's the difference between a dog and a wolf? What's the difference between your pet and a wild animal? Are you domesticated? You know, when I first started, my first company, I was horrible, y'all, right? I was absolutely horrible at getting new clients. I was talking to one of my mentees yesterday. She was like, I suck at marketing. I said, check it out. It would blow your mind if you knew how many people in business, because she had a body contouring business. I was like, it would blow your mind if you knew how many people were horrible at marketing. Because they don't realize they depend on word of mouth, yet they have no system for encouraging and, even better, incentivizing word of mouth. Millionaires, it would blow your mind how many entrepreneurs around you depend on word of mouth, but have no system for encouraging and or incentivizing word of mouth. Y'all hear me? What I'm saying is, you got to start thinking about yourself with a bigger point of view. You got to ask questions. Why are you not asking your current clients to bring you more clients? There's no reason you shouldn't have a bigger clientele when you know so many successful business owners, when you have access to so many successful business owners. You know when the boss shows up to that dry cleaners, you can tell by the car outside, right? You can tell by the way they defer to him. What if you took them out to lunch? What if you took her out to lunch? What if you took him out to lunch? What if you asked each one of your clients if they could think of anybody that could use your services? What if you called all your friends and asked the question? Hey, man, this is the problem I solved. You know anybody that needs help with that? Same thing with asking advice. Never assume people will automatically hand you something. Don't be the person who doesn't ask. Here's number 4 I got for you. The worst thing that poor people do for you is give you their perspective, give you their expectations. Bad perspectives matter, y'all. Somebody give me that in the comments and a share. Bad perspectives matter. Allie giving away the sauce. Sound like a Kaiserite right there. Yeah, Dennis. Questions are the transportation system for human consciousness. He sound like a Kaiserite right there. Sound like somebody been in the Kaizen Academy. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, well, at least you recognize it, Morose. At least you recognize it, Queen. You know, we be on social media consuming. We should be on social media producing. You know, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll discover that every morning when I'm leaving the gym, I try to drop gems, right? Gems from the gym. And then I'm out of there. I'm not sitting around scrolling on social media all day consuming other people's content. If it's in my first 4 or 5 posts, cool. But if not, you ain't going to get Haziq that day. Your content ain't going to reach me because I'm off on the front lines of capitalism. You get what I mean? But back to bad perspectives. And Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he listens to his rich dad, right? That's the premise. But the premise is that he listened to both of them. His rich dad, of course, had the better advice towards advancement, of course. But he listened to his poor dad too. Whether or not he followed it, he still took the advice. I tell individuals all the time, perspective matters. Hearing the opinions of individuals who have a different perspective on life can teach you in two ways. Check it out. It can help you become more well-rounded because you understand people better, even those who don't align with your values. But you also get to learn what you don't want to do. I always say homeless people should teach seminars. Everybody's an expert at something. You hear me? Homeless people are experts at what not to do. Homeless people are also experts at survival. If you were to talk to a homeless person, they could instantly tell you where the best soup kitchens are, what the best panhandling techniques are, especially if they've been homeless for a while. Everybody's an expert at something. But what I'm saying is, hearing a perspective you don't agree with can't hurt you. As long as you're aware it ain't the advice you seek. It's only going to help you learn and grow. And the last one I got for you, y'all, and this is actually the screensaver on my phone. Check this out. This is the screensaver on my phone. Look at this. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hold up. Y'all ever heard of the cash flow quadrant? Anybody ever heard of the cash flow quadrant? This thing right here. 90% of people are on the left side of that screen right there. 90%. Isn't that scary? Here's what the cash flow quadrant is saying. It's saying that an employee has a job, the self-employed own a job. Employee has a job, the self-employed own a job. And then on the other side, you have the business owner and the investor. Only 10% of the world are in that side over there, but 90% of the world's rich are over there. 90% of the world is on the employee and self-employed side, but only 10% of the rich are over there. You got to choose one. The reason I love home-based businesses, the reason I spend so much time helping people improve their home-based businesses is because you get to move to the right side of the cash flow quadrant. You want to be on the right side. You want to be a business owner. And the difference between a self-employed and a business owner is self-employed owns a job. The business owner owns a system. And the investor owns money that's making money for them. You want to be a business owner or an investor. And the easiest way, the reason Robert Kiyosaki is always talking about home-based businesses is the fact that the easiest way for you to become a business owner, a true business owner, is to join some kind of network marketing company. You hear me? A lot of us are stuck on that employed side or that self-employed side. And we're counting on time to turn into money. That's a losing proposition. You need a system. You know, the reason I love what I do is because there are two major levers in life: other people and other people's money. Other people, what is that boss doing when he owns the dry cleaners and he's got all his employees working for him? He's leveraging the fact that other people are scared to take a risk. They want a paycheck they can count on every single day, right? They're scared to take a risk. So he's leveraging that. And then I had an employee, man, this dude, I was just not telling my girl about this, man. This dude would open the store, close the store, count all the inventory, motivate the other employees, hit his quotas, undo the shipments when they came in and put everything in its proper place. He had to leave, right? He was moving back to Milledgeville. I said, bro, let's open one of these in Milledgeville. You already know the whole system. I'll connect you with the plug. Let's go. He said, oh, bro, I could never do it. I said, why not? He's like, there's somebody already there that kind of does this. Bro, that's proof there's a market. My God. People got to get their mind right if they want to get their money right. And I'm out. Earl, you in the building? It's affirmation time. Call in right now. Call in right now.
All participants are muted.
I hope you got something from this.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
Right on. My man Earl the Pearl about to take over the affirmations. He been holding me down the whole week. I appreciate it. You know, by next week, I'll be back to myself. I want to conserve my voice for all this work I got to put in today. But call in right now. If your phone line tries to charge you for calling in to 667-776-9461, just text message call me to 667-776-9461. Come join the Kaizen Academy. This is my invitation to you so you can catch up on all the classes we've done already before we do one in 8 more days. The next Kaizen Academy class is coming in 8 more days. If you enjoy the way I break things down, if you enjoy being able to walk in my footsteps versus having to stumble across the minefield, then come and rock with us. I love y'all. Let's get it.